Hi, I'm Gail Damiano, high performance intuitive coach, motivational speaker, sober mom boss. I work with women who want to learn how to tune into their own intuition, to their highest mind, and find their aligned path in life and blow the doors off of their expectations. Find me at gaildamiano.com. Check out what I'm up to and send me a message and let's get the conversation started. Also, while you're here, don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another lovely episode of Magnificent Mompreneurs, my little mini series dedicated to the moms out there that I know who are doing it all, or, well, in my view, doing it all. Women out there who are not only moms, but entrepreneurs. Hey, mompreneurs, look at that. See what I did there? You like that? Anyway, today is the lovely and wonderful Betsy Cochran. Hi, Betsy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I'm going to just jump in with some questions that I have for her, and I hope you all have your popcorn ready because she's lovely and I can't wait to hear what she says. So Betsy, what is your favorite way to introduce yourself to people?
Well, let's see. I like to start with my name, and my name is Betsy Cochran.
Yeah.
I'm a freelance civil litigation paralegal. So my elevator pitch is I help attorneys flip their cases quickly and efficiently so they can focus on serving their clients' best interests. That's kind of a broad what I do. Basically, what I do is the grunt work. I do the behind the scenes work for attorneys, and they go to court and practice the law. I do everything else in between. So I love what I do. I've been in the industry for 13 years now, worked in the office doing a 9-to-5 within a law firm for most of that time, stepped away in 2019, pre-pandemic, fortunately, and went out on my own to be a contract paralegal, mostly so that I could focus in on my family. I had 2 small children at that time. Now I have 3. And it was mainly to step away to have a little bit of flexibility so that I could spend more time with them during the day and serve their needs but I didn't want to step away from the field completely. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember how I met you. Was it through Paralegal Association? I think so. Yeah,
I do remember. For a while, I dabbled in doing like some virtual assistant work and social media management, and I still like doing those things very much. I just when I did step away, I wanted to focus on what I do best, and that's paralegal work. But I do still have a couple of social media clients that I like. I was in the Perfectly Paralegal group, and
that's what it was.
What is her name that runs the Perfectly? Linda.
Yeah.
Linda had posted that you were looking for a VA, and I thought, oh, what the hell? Let me just reach out to her and see if she needs, if I can help her. We're both in the legal industry, and I'm looking to do some social media management, and so we connected.
I had a great experience working with you. I thought that was wonderful. And I remember like being all serious and interviewing you and stuff. And that was pretty fun. I had a bunch of interviews and you like stood head and shoulders above everybody else. Sorry if anybody else I interviewed is watching this, but she did.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoy doing it. I really like social media management, but like I said, I've been doing the paralegal work for so long, and I love it. So when I found that I could combine the two, the contract work and the paralegal work, that was the direction I decided to go.
Yeah, I mean, my background, like you mentioned, is also I had a 13-year career in legal, in court reporting, and at the end of the last half of it was in sales. So totally different vibe than what I'm doing now, but by intention. So
right.
I had to make that flip for myself, my sanity. And not that I didn't like the work. I love the work. I was really good at it. It's just, for me, it was like, you can't, unless you build the company yourself, it's hard to kind of put a round peg in a square hole kind of thing. For me, it was like, after a certain point, I didn't jive with the energy as much. So maybe it was just the wrong company. Who knows? But, who knows where the future will take us. Right. So I'm not going to close any doors and burn any bridges just yet, but I love what I do. So I'm not going to stop doing it ever. So anyway, so you mentioned this, and I have to tell everybody here again, you just had a baby and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay. So cute. So cute.
Thanks.
And thanks for showing up so soon afterward to be interviewed and put yourself out there. I know that it's not easy. So tell us what your secret is. Give us all your secrets for juggling 3 kids and running your own business.
There are no secrets.
Oh, darn it.
It's just lower your expectations.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And ask for help. Those are my secrets. You kind of just have to take it day by day, even sometimes hour by hour, minute by minute, and figure out what is most important in that moment. Especially, so I have not had childcare the last month. I've been doing, the last 2 months. She's 2 months now.
Like, what day is it? Where am I? Yes.
I know, right? And the time flies, it creeps and it flies by. So yeah, she's 2 months old now. And so I've been doing full-time childcare with her, of course. And then my 3-year-old has been out of school for the last half month. She got out in the middle of May. So she's also been with me full-time. Fortunately, here next week, we are going to start having a part-time nanny come in, and the kids will be in their summer camps. And so I have a little bit of time to breathe during the week and focus on my business and on my clients a little bit more than I have been.
Or take a nap.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, no, naps are
right.
Honestly, I took a 10-minute nap the other day and I woke up like, I'm so energized. What happened? And so it helps.
Right.
So.
Yes. Sleep is everything. When you can get that little bit of sleep in, it's just, it's amazing what it'll do for your mind and how it will clear out the cobwebs and make you feel like a new person. But yeah, that's my secret. You got to ask for help, and you got to find the areas that are most important to you in the moment. So, prioritizing. I'll tell you one of my secrets. I take my laundry to the laundromat and I have them do my laundry for me.
Nice.
Yeah. It was one of those things
like,
I hate laundry. I hate folding laundry. I hate doing laundry, and I'm never caught up on laundry. So I get done what I can get done, and it's never done. And then once a week I take my laundry in and they wash it, dry it, fold it. They separate it into neat little piles. And then all I have to do is put them away, and it makes me feel so much better. I feel like $1 million when it's done. So I feel like I'm just like conquering the world. And
all right, everybody. So lower your expectations. I love that you said that right out of the bat. And this keeps coming up in these interviews that I'm doing about prioritizing, about how you're going to find the things that you have to do first, like the most important things first. And because you have literally this much time to do them. And so you have to say, you can't dilly-dally and what do I want to do first? Let me make a sandwich and figure it out. No, you're just going to go, oh shit, I got to do this right now. I'm doing this first. That'll have to wait. You're like master prioritizer, right? It's like,
yeah. There's this school of thought, and I've been seeing it a lot lately. Now that you bring that up, that you only have so much time. So there's these coaches that I follow and that I admire very much. They've helped me very much, but they've been putting out this message that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and you're only successful as how you spend your time. And that's true. That's really, really true. But I want to push back on that, because when you're a mom and you're running a business and you have children, especially young children, you really only have 24 hours in a day. It's not like we have 24 hours. We only have 24 hours. And your priorities are going to shift and change moment to moment. And your 24 hours are going to look a lot different than other people. So
I'm glad you mentioned that about the coaches. I noticed that too. And it's actually come up when you watch these other interviews, you'll see that we talk about it. This comes up a lot. We all have the same 24 hours, but it's what you do with it. But a lot of these people, these coaches that say this, are single or no kids, and nothing against them. That's fine. They can do whatever they want. Take 12 hours to do their yoga practice. I love that. Good job. I've chosen to become a mother, and this is, what I have to deal with. So those of us who are mothers and running our own business, or women who aren't running their own business, or people who are mothers, it's literally the 20 seconds, I just nursed the kid to sleep and I've got, 10 minutes before he, either wakes up or because he's teething or who knows what, you never know. Right.
Yeah.
So do I fold some of these clothes or do I, work on my copy for my next, newsletter or whatever. So it's like,
Right.
one of these and taxes are due. So all of it, all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And they all need to get done and they're all important things, but it's just
absolutely. Absolutely. And you also reminded me about the nanny. So I'm interviewing nannies again because I lost my last nanny, but I'm going to put on the requirements laundry.
Yeah.
Because I like some other mothers out there. I don't know if you're one of these, but I'm one of these moms who decided to use washable diapers.
Oh, okay.
So I do that. Yes. So I also wash the diapers. So there's that, so nanny gets to learn all of that. I'm saving the environment and whatever, in his butt, there's, there's of course going to be times where we use disposable, but for the most part, I use washable diapers. So it's a whole experience and I actually really like it. I make the own wipes. I make a solution for the wipes and everything. I'm such a uber nerd. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel for how I do that.
A whole subculture that you're involved with. I know.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah. And, don't get me started on all my essential oils and things. Okay. Or do. Yeah. All right. I promised to keep these short. So that's why, for those of you watching all of these, I'm talking really fast. It's like, oh my gosh, I get so excited. And, I got to keep them short. So how do you keep your sanity? Let me expand on it. And your sense of humor. By the way, you're hilarious.
Thanks.
With the 3 kids, the 3 kids are a source of humor in that, but, they demand your attention all day, especially during the pandemic. How are you, again, I'm asking for all your tips and tricks and secrets, keep your sanity and your sense of humor during all of this.
Yeah, I don't. I don't keep my sanity.
Throw things
daily, especially around dinner time. Like dinner time is the worst. Everybody is hungry and worn out from the day and just my nerves by that time are just on fire. But
I feel that.
But just taking a step back, like you said, there's a lot of humor in motherhood. And so just trying to find that, and then finding your tribe and reaching out to them. I post a lot.
Yeah. Hello.
I post a lot of my when I'm losing my sanity, I post a lot of it on social media, my stories, and just try to.
I watch them. I think they're great. Anybody who's not watching her stories on Instagram, Facebook, we're going to have your links in a minute, or click the links below this video right now. Wait to the end because we want you to see the whole thing. But she's great. I love just going through your stories because they're hilarious. 3-year-olds are pretty funny. Sometimes when you can laugh at the meltdowns, it's funny,
Yeah, it's like, am I going to laugh or am I going to cry? Well, I think I'm going to try to laugh because if I cry, I might never stop crying. So
that's when you pick up the phone and call me or call somebody that's like maybe also nursing a child. I don't know. My kid's 15 months old. I'm still nursing him, by the way. So that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
Look at all those teeth. I'm like, I hear him. Shoot. As I just spoke of him, I hear him. I don't know if he's coming up the stairs or not, but whatever. It's okay. Let's just keep going.
It happens.
Okay. So, posting the stories. So social media is saving your sanity.
Yes, and you know what? And that's funny because there's a lot of things that are wrong with social media, right? It can drive you insane. You have to find that,
don't get stuck in it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to find that sweet spot. You have to find where your people are and hold on to them tightly because motherhood is so isolating and pandemics are isolating. And, so you have to find your people and you have to hold tight to them through this because it's tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's tough. It's no joke. But yeah,
that's probably one of the that is one of the reasons a lot of moms, and there's a lot of well-meaning jokes and this whole subculture of wine drinking moms who joke about drinking giant glasses of wine and mommy's wine and all this stuff. And, in my past life, I would think that was hilarious and necessary. My story, I've been sober for over 4 years now. And I think it's shocking, but it's also, it's like, for me, it's a giant flashlight to show how we cope because we don't know any other way to do it. We're somebody give me a glass of wine and give it to me now, because I'm going to freak out and
Right.
throw some
Yeah.
shit, because you don't, like you said, at the end of the day, dinner time, your nerves are shot. I don't know if it's the same way with you, but my husband will be like, are you okay? What's going on? What's wrong? I'm like, my hair is like standing on end, and I'm like mascara smeared all on my face, and like half of my shirt on, and a toddler hanging from my hair. I only have one of these children, so I can't imagine with three, but it's a joy. It's a joy in all of that. It's amazing. So I guess, keeping your sense of humor, it's helpful to talk to people. Yeah. So reach out to your tribe. Yeah. It's helpful.
Yeah.
People that are going to hear you.
Yeah. And some of them are strangers that I've never met in real life, but they're like some of my best friends that I've met.
On social media, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, some of those social media pages like saved me, especially the first few months. I was like, help, somebody help. Like there's first time moms over 40, because I'm 44 and this is my first child. So I'm like, my bones hurt and I have a baby. Help me, like what's happening? But, so it's great. All of that. I'm so glad that you said that. So there's, pluses and minuses to everything, including social media, people. So watch your time. What was the other thing? So the scariest part for you, when you left your 9-to-5, your corporate 9-to-5, right? What was the scariest part about leaving the 9-to-5 to working for yourself, and why did you do it?
Oh man. Just the uncertainty around everything. That was the scariest part. Where are my benefits going to come from? Where are my clients going to come from? How am I going to manage my time during it? There's just so much uncertainty that goes along with stepping away from what you've always known and the way that it's always been done. But for me, the flexibility and the freedom, just to live life on my own terms. That's what I wanted more than anything, was to be able to live life on my own terms and have a more active role in raising my children. That was worth it for me to step into that uncertainty and just go for it. But that was definitely the scariest part, was figuring out the logistics of what is this actually going to look like, and how am I going to make my money?
Yeah, I gotta say, good. And how long ago was it that you did that?
2019 is when I officially stepped away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oops. Right. Yeah, I did at the end of 2018, and I'm just imagining, I took a picture of myself one day, like a couple of weeks after that. And like, I did a social post, because I'm like going through all this stuff. And I knew, because I felt so terrified. Like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I was walking out the door to go meet with somebody, a potential client, back when I had coffee appointments like in the city, in New York, to meet potential clients who might want to coach with me, and just see if we vibe together, if this is what they're looking for, whatever. So I was on my way out the door, and I sat down on my steps and I took a picture of myself, and I looked like a terrified baby, like raccoon trying to cross the street. I don't know what you want to. I'm just like, I got the flash on my face. I just looked terrified, and I'm like, I gotta post this, because I'm gonna look back at this and be like, oh yeah, that girl's terrified. She does not know what's going on, where anything is coming from. I like there's a number of people that I know that did this. I don't recommend it. I jumped in with both feet without having a complete safety net. I just said, I trust myself. I said, wee! And I'm still alive 2 years later. It's like I'm building on the way down, like in the Lego movie where they like are the master builders and they have to build everything as they're flying through the air. That's me. I'm building this thing as I go. And I think that is the same with a lot of people. And for those of you who have not seen the Lego movie, you should watch it, because it's hilarious. And you'll get the reference. I'm guessing you've seen it because you have children.
I have. Well, yeah, I have a 6-year-old, so yes.
Yes. I mean, it's a little bit older of a movie, but still. Anyway, so yeah, cool. I mean, I do think of the idea of still working a full-time corporate job and how little I would be able to spend with my child, and how grateful I am to be able to do that and be his source of, his like mother figure most, like all the time, and for better or worse. I mean, my husband says he's a mama's boy. It's like, come on, I'm with him 95% of the day, like settle down.
Right.
But,
right.
As opposed to just dumping him off at daycare and then seeing him at night. For me, these early parts of his life is just so important, and I'm so grateful that I can do all of this. So I can't imagine.
When I started to think about it, and my kids went to daycare, Jacob did, my oldest, my 6-year-old. They both started in daycare. It was a little in-home daycare that we had when they were like 8 weeks old, and they were there every day. And I loved it. We loved our daycare provider. I will say one of the things that actually got me, pushed me off the ledge to go into business for myself was that our daycare was actually shutting down. She found something else that she wanted to do, and I was very happy for her. But I was like, man, if this is not the universe telling me that now is the time, I don't know what is. Like, you know, I mean, it was
good for you for listening to the universe, to the
right.
messages,
It was like I had been thinking about it for a long time, and then that happened. I'm like, you know what? I gotta. This is the time. I have to do it now. So, yeah. It's and I was talking to my husband one time. I remember before the daycare shut down, and I said, well, once Jacob gets to kindergarten, you know, things are going to get so much better. And then I got to thinking, I'm like, what the hell am I talking about? That's going to be 2 drop-offs and 2 pickups, and he's going to have activities at school. I'm going to want to go to school. I thought at that time I'd be able to actually go in a school building, which I wasn't, but you know, there's going to be things that I want to do that I'm not going to be able to do if I'm working in the office full time. And things are not going to get easier when he's in school. Things are only going to get crazier. So yeah.
Man, we're doing it. We're doing it. So virtual hug, just sending you one. Yeah. I might have to call you when my kid's 5 and 6 years old, be like, how did you do it? Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I love the idea of daycare. I take him to the park as much as I can, because he does have to be, you know, with other children, because, you know, he's a single child, only child. And, you know, with the pandemic, it's like, don't touch anything or anybody. But now, you know, I mean, the kids, I mean, he's too little. He pulls his mask off. He doesn't keep it on. So I'm not going to make him wear a mask, but he's so sweet. He like walks up to little kids his size and he just stares at them like this. And then he like reaches up and he gives them a big hug, and they're like, what's going on? And he just keeps hugging them until mommy takes him off. It's okay, honey. You know, they are always shocked. What do I hug this? What is happening? That's the cutest thing. But, you know, it's really important to have that time. So I get the daycare thing. And I had a friend recently say, you know, when he's 2, you'll want to put him in daycare. And I'm like, 2? That's like right around the corner. Nah. I think we're going to go on the road and just do a cruise around the country and just introduce him to people.
Rush it. He'll be
fine. He'll be fine. So, oh my gosh, I could talk all day. I know that we have this much time. We're going to the zoo too, so I don't want to cut in too much to our zoo time. My husband's probably like, zoo time. Okay. So, and lucky we're right nearby. If anybody's in Queens, it's the Queens Zoo. So those of you guys who are watching. So what other questions do I have? Oh, people are going to want to contact you after they see this, or right now, or during this. What is the best way for them to reach you, find you, get in contact with you?
I love to hang out on all of social media. I'm like embarrassingly easy to get a hold of. It's tough. But for business related purposes, I like to hang out on LinkedIn. And my handle is E.N. Cochran. So E.N. is in Nancy, Cochran, because my first name is Elizabeth. Not a lot of people know that, but so E.N. Cochran.
Now everybody knows that, by the way. Her first name is Elizabeth. So
it is, yeah.
I'll put links here and on the video itself so people can see it on the video, but I'll also put the links below the video so they can just click it on YouTube, from YouTube or wherever they're watching it, because this is going to be on LinkedIn, this is going to be on YouTube, and it's going to be on Facebook and Instagram. So I
love LinkedIn. I love hanging out there.
Me too.
I like cool people there. Cool. So then there's my Instagram is Bets Cochran, BETS_Cochran, and then I'm Betsy Cochran on Facebook. So there you go.
And Facebook. Cool. All right. So I do have a few minutes left here at the end. I want to ask you, what do you want to talk about?
You know, I just want to thank you, first of all, for having me, and then also for just being you and putting your energy out in the world, because you are just amazing. I know that you've got a lot going on. You have a lot of businesses, and there's one common thread throughout all of that, and that's just helping people become their best selves. And I think that's so cool. I just think that's so important. And I love that you show up as yourself in this world, because we need everybody to show up in this world as themselves. So
thank you for
if you're a mom out there and you are wanting to step out into your own business or do your own thing or whatever it is that you want to do, start a mommy group. I don't know what you want to do, but go for it. Get out there and be you, 100% you, because we don't need 50% of you. We need all of you. We need 100% of you. So yeah.
And as a mom, most people, they get thrown into that realizing, and thank you, before I say any of this, thank you very much for that. That was very, very sweet. I appreciate it. I have learned how to be myself, I guess, on the heels of what I was going to say a second ago. It's a process. If you're afraid to, show your authentic self and be who you are with, like, I don't want to say with reckless abandon, but with, with poise and with as much grace as you can muster. I'm talking about myself. And bring your A game all the time and show up for people, show up for yourself over and over again. It's not always easy, especially when we're taught to swallow our emotions, don't talk up, keep that to yourself, especially when you're the only woman in the conference room, just saying, that kind of stuff, like being hushed. I will say it from my perspective, because that's my life. I mean, we all bring our own perspective to the table. So those who can appreciate my perspective is that, growing up through the late 70s and the 80s and the early 90s as a youth, what my parents and grandparents passed down to me was not exemplary for the behavior that I want to exhibit in the world and what I want to show to the children and my children and the young people and even my peers and even my parents. And, what I like to do is address what's been keeping us from expressing ourselves and uncork the bottle, like let it out, let yourself express yourself, because it only results in behaviors that would be for me it was addiction, alcoholism, things like that. But it can be expressed in all different kinds of ways. I know people who are addicted to shopping and people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol, people who are addicted to social media, but don't turn this off yet, we're not done. Right. Things like that. But if you're on the fence of or even a lot of people come to me, they don't know how to express themselves. They don't have confidence. They don't feel like they have confidence. Like, how do I tap into that? How do Gail, you're so confident. Like, I kind of faked it till I made it at a certain point, but then I had to stop and like readdress my trauma as a young kid and clean up a bunch of stuff and heal my own wounds and honestly do the work that I teach. Because if I didn't, I would not be here able to talk about it without and be here for my clients in a whole 100% if I didn't clean up what was going on behind the scenes for me. So those of you who are seeing this going, oh, I wish I could show up 100%. I just don't know how to do that. Put down the bottle of wine if that's your thing, or whatever it is for you. Just start looking at your life and say, where am I not giving 100%? And just start asking questions. That's the number one thing. Start asking yourself questions, and it'll lead you to doorways you didn't know existed. It might lead you to my doorway, cool. Might lead you to Betsy, cool. Wherever. But I encourage you to do that. And thank you, Betsy, for sharing that. And getting me going on that, because I'm like, oh, this means so much to me. Showing up, like, a few years ago, I would be like, oh, I felt like such a fraud. I was like coaching people and I didn't tell them I was myself toxic and trying to help coach people in their health. I'm like, what am I doing? So yeah, there's a lot to be unpacked there. So if you want to talk more, you know where to find me, gaildamiano.com. Thank you, Betsy, for coming and showing up and being your whole self and telling us all of your secrets. I love, love, love what you're up to. I'm going to keep liking what you're up to on social media, and maybe we'll revisit this conversation down the line for some other fun, I don't know, reunion tour or something.
I would love that. Yeah, I would love that. Thank you so much for having me. It was fun.
Yay.